Hello YouTube friends. I'm going to interrupt our regularly scheduled Blue Tech Rebuild updates for a little bit of a personal appeal. I'm hoping maybe somebody out there in internet land might be able to help me out. I'm going to give you a big spoiler alert. All that stuff we've been doing, it worked. The end of June, started up, runs, drives, it's great, love it. I've got hours of video that I'm trying to piece together and take the most boring parts out. I guess it's all kind of boring really, but that's another story. But I'm trying to get get it all distilled down. I've actually almost got the engine installation video put together where the engine goes in and we get it bolted onto the transmission, we get the torque converter put on, route some fuel lines, all that kind of stuff. And that video should be out here actually pretty soon. And then not too far behind that will be the initial start video, which is a lot of fun. But that said, everybody should know by now that these are all covered by a class action lawsuit and a consent decree because, of course, Mercedes denies any wrongdoing naturally, but they were cheating on the emissions. If that reminds you of another German company. But basically, there's a whole thing where they're going to come in and replace a whole bunch of parts on this intake manifold, the intake tube with the MAF sensors, the DPF, the bunch of sensors, the ECU, the EGR. I mean, it's a whole mess of parts. The trick is, I don't have a DPF. It's gone. So when I go in and took the vehicle in, they kicked it back and said, well, gosh, we can't touch this because it doesn't have a DPF. And gosh, we don't know if the vehicle would run with a DPF in it because it doesn't have one right now. So we can't, you basically have to prove to us that not having a DPF won't keep the future DPF from working somehow. I don't understand the logic there at all, but I've been through the process, as it were, all the way through, working with the law firm that's representing the class in the class action lawsuit, and have gotten absolutely nowhere and basically been told I'm done. Here's where you might be able to help me. I need a DPF. They are irrationally telling me that it absolutely positively has to be a model specific OEM Mercedes DPF. Of course, I could go buy one. It would cost about $6,000 to go buy a new one, which is great. But they've gotten a little thin on the ground in the used market at this point. I can't find one. I found one actually, advertised on Craigslist, and I can't get the seller to respond too well. So I'm getting a little desperate here. The October 1st deadline's coming fast. So I am obviously, I'm not looking for charity. I'm willing to pay for it. But if you have one in your garage, if you know of somebody that's got one, I need one. I need one bad. So I'm just asking if you've got one, if you know somebody that has one, if you've got any hot tips for me, please reach out, let me know, and help me try to track this down. I find it absolutely inconceivable that the lack of a DPF is considered something that I have to prove to them that it would work with one, and that the future emissions work would not be impeded by not having a DPF right now. But and apparently the answer of, well, take a DPF, put it on there real fast, see if all the sensors start reporting correctly, which they would, and then if that works, great, go ahead and do it. They don't like that answer either. Which, I mean, hey, whatever. I'm pretty much done with these people at this point. But yeah, so seriously, if you've got one, please let me know. Reach out. I could really use some help. Thanks.